Virgo, what is up, y'all? What is good? What's happening? What it do? It is bonus time. It's time for your August 2025 bonus reading. So what I'm doing when I do bonus readings is I'm looking for details, situations, or scenarios that, for whatever reason, didn't make it into the first round of monthly readings. So if any of you are in need of a personal reading, you can always go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. But I have a link for that right down here in the description of the video. All right. Okie dokie. Let's see. What am I starting these off with again? Oh, yeah. Current long-term relationship. Let's see what's happening between Virgo and the current long-term partner. What is that making that noise? Something rattling here. All right. Virgo and the current long-term partner. If you're not in a long-term relationship, this is not for you. If you are in a long-term relationship, but the two of you are not experiencing problems, this is not for you. Let's see. How's it looking? How's the energy looking? Oh, Two of Swords. Okay. So, well, I don't think I see separation happening here, but I am seeing some serious trust issues. And energies could go both ways, but I'm not going to lie, this feels like your energy. Could be both of you. Maybe both of you are suspecting some shadiness from each other. I don't know. But at least one of you is really seriously overthinking and over-contemplating whether or not there are some trust issues here. So I don't think separation is happening, but the connection is getting weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker because I've said this a million times, man, and I'm going to keep saying it. That energy, the lack of trust energy, it doesn't matter why that energy is present. Does not matter. It doesn't matter if you are intuitively picking up on something that's off or if you're just fucking tripping. That energy will destroy the connection. Not it might, not it could. It will be that connection's demise at some point. It's like termites in your house. You may not even fucking notice it, but eventually it's going to crash and burn. I don't think that's happening anytime soon here, but the connection is getting weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker as time goes on. So I wouldn't really say that the two of you are at happily ever after status. Exactly. So, all right. Some of you dealing with a Leo. I also have Libra, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Cancer. But could be anybody. Those are just energies. Well, now it's time for the good shit. Let's see their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. I'm curious to see if you tripping or if your intuition is on point. Because I think, haven't most of us been on both sides of that coin? Right? Most of us have been in the position where you're intuitively picking up on something that's off about somebody. And maybe you've been in that position where somebody is accusing you of some shit that you didn't fucking do. And no matter what you tell them, they think you're gaslighting them. It's like, no, the fuck, and there's nothing you can tell them. Nothing you can tell them. I think, have most of us been, I've been on both sides of that coin. I know what it feels like to be on both sides of that. But, like I said, it doesn't matter which side of the coin you're on. That's going to sabotage the connection eventually. Let's see this person's truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. Knight of Cups reversed. 3 shuffles. There's 1, 2, and 3. Well, no. I'm not seeing infidelity here. I'm not seeing it come through here. Now, am I claiming that it has never happened? Not necessarily. I'm sure that there's a couple of you who are in a relationship in which there absolutely was, right? Cat's out of the bag. There was infidelity, and the two of you agreed to work through it. Either way, I'm not seeing it now. I'm really not. Honestly, I'm seeing that this person does love you, but they're kind of feeling like this connection has expired with the death card. They do love you. They do want to be with you, but they're getting to the point where it's just feeling like this connection is getting so weak that I don't even know if it's worth putting forth the work, the energy, and the effort anymore. You know, because in their mind, and I say that in all caps, in their mind, they've done everything they could do. Now, in reality, have they? I don't know. But as far as they are concerned, they feel like they have. So if you strongly believe that you've done everything you can fucking do, that you can't think of anything else that you can do, then what's the point? You know? What's the point? I think the two of you are just kind of becoming vibrationally distant. You know? This doesn't really feel like a case of you intuitively picking up on something that's off about them. But it also doesn't really feel like a case of you projecting your own trauma and insecurities onto them. Maybe for a couple of you it could be. This feels like a good old classic case of the two of you growing apart. And I hate to use that phrase, but the way you all are developing vibrationally and evolving vibrationally, it's just becoming more and more distant to where you're not really capable of picking up what they're putting down, you know? And sometimes it fucking happens like that. And that's a bummer. That's a bummer. So, okay, well, let's see if we can get any advice for this. Can we get any advice for this situation? What's the advice? Magician reversed. Monitor your vibration and monitor your frequency. I'll tell you what I tell my personal clients all the time. All the time. And I usually, most of the time, will say this at least once when I do a current person, general personal reading. Something prompted you to come to me. Something did. You don't just come to me when everything's perfect and you're happy and there are no problems and everything's good. Every now and then somebody says, oh no, that's not true, I'm just curious. Well, that's still a fucking problem. Because that still indicates that you have a voice of doubt in the back of your mind. And if that voice of doubt in the back of your mind is loud enough to coerce you into consulting an individual who's a little bit better at communicating with the universe than most other people to see what's going wrong in your relationship, then that little voice of doubt will eventually end up leading to the demise of the connection, right? So something prompted you to come to me. I don't know if it was a big deal or just a little curiosity. Doesn't matter, or anything in between. That energy has to be cleared. It has to be. I don't care if it's just a little whispering voice of doubt or a big, strong, intuitive feeling that something is off. That energy has to be cleared. If you can manage to clear it before 2025 is over, I think there is potential that this relationship could be saved. But by the time Christmas gets here, if that energy is still present, I don't think this relationship will survive 2026. I don't think so. So, whatever it takes, whatever conversation you have to have, get creative with it. Do whatever you can to try to see if you can clear that energy of doubt, fear, whatever it takes. Just monitor the vibration, monitor the frequency. Don't stress yourself out trying to figure out why you feel that way. That's where people go wrong, right? That's when you come to me and ask me, is this person cheating on me? And I say, no, they're not. Okay, well, is that going to fix the problem? No. Because if they have good intentions, you should be vibrationally picking up on that. So even if they have the best intentions in the world, if you're incapable of picking up on that vibrationally to the point to where you have to come to me, it doesn't matter what I tell you. You're still energetically disconnected. So me telling you that might make you feel a little bit better for a little bit. Might put a little Band-Aid over the wound for a little bit, but eventually that energy is going to get directed somewhere else. Right? So, all right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Singles and your love interest. What's happening between the single Virgos and the person that you're interested in? Single Virgos and your love interest. Oh, 10 of Wands. 3 shuffles. That's 1, 2, and 3. Ace of Cups. Woo, Lover's card. Woo. Okay. Okay, Karmic Wheel. Oh, 8 of Cups reversed. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, I'm glad I didn't start speaking too soon. Well, let me ask you this. When I read a new connection or potential new connection, what always comes out? Every time. Like clockwork. The past. Past energy. I am thinking a new start in love is happening between the two of you. I think so. And there's something about making things official that makes an energetic shift happen. Like, how many relationships have you heard of where we're together 5 years and everything is great until we get married? And then once we get married, then it starts going downhill. There's something about officially stepping up to the next level that creates a drastic energetic change. And the two of you are either working with that change or working against it. So as soon as it's made official that you and this person are together, then all of a sudden, boom, something feels off. Something feels really off. Your spidey senses start tingling like crazy, and it's weighing on you very heavily. And I think that what you're feeling is past vibrational baggage. This person is very tightly karmically tied to the last person they were with. And you're picking up on that. You're feeling it. Okay. Some of you dealing with a Pisces. I also have Sagittarius and Gemini. All right. Let's see their feelings, energies, and intentions. What's this person's truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Justice reversed. Yeah, see? They're carrying that past vibrational baggage. So I do think that they do want a. This is fuck, man. How do I say this? This is like where yes, they want a relationship. Yes, they're interested in you. No, they're not playing games. But it's one of those things where I'm going to jump into a relationship even though I'm still carrying all this past energy with me. Because what else am I supposed to do, right? What else am I supposed to do? I got to move on with my life. Most people have no idea what to do with this shit. All this past energy and unprocessed heartbreak and whatnot. I don't know what to do with it. So I got to carry it with me and just move on with my life. So, yeah, okay. All right. They got some trust issues too. They're pretty guarded. And honestly, when it all comes down to it, they're a little bit afraid of commitment as well. A little bit. A little bit scared to commit. All right, well, let's see how it plays out for the first 60 days. How's it playing out for the first 60 days? Ooh, see, the nervousness is building. Ten of Wands again. The tension is building. The nervousness is building. An ending is being avoided. You're trying to remain cool, trying to remain patient, hoping that things just kind of align and start flowing. But they're not really. They're not. Your thoughts are really getting the best of you. So, let's get the advice on this. What's the advice? King of Wands reversed. Okay, well, I tell you what. If you can get this down, I'm not saying that this is 100% of the end all be all, but this could really, really smooth your pathway moving forward. If you want to build a life partnership with someone, that person had better be your best fucking friend. Not just so we enjoy spending time together and enjoy doing things together and enjoy each other's company, but your person that you're building a life with should be the person you can talk to about anything. Anything. And they should be able to talk to you about anything, right? Your life partner should be number motherfucking one. I'm not saying abandon everybody in your life. I'm not saying abandon your friends. I'm not saying abandon your family. What I'm saying is you want a life motherfucking partner. I don't know who number one is on your list, but they need to drop down a notch. The person who is to be by your side until death does you part should be number fucking one. Number one. One of the leading causes of relationship failure is putting someone above the person that you're with. Someone. It's usually family. Usually somebody family. Your life partner should be number fucking one. All right. That should be the person that you come to for anything. Right? So if the two of you can get this down and develop that friendship and develop that sense of trust where you can open up and let them talk to you about anything, and they can open up and feel safe talking to you about anything, then you all can work through this shit together. Not saying it's going to be fun, not saying it's going to be comfortable. Sometimes, yeah, it's an uncomfortable ass conversation that you would really rather not have. But we have to do it. Right? That's what I would be working on if I was you. Do the best you can. And this is hard because at the end of the day, you can't make anybody do anything, or you can't make anybody feel anything. But do the best you can to let this person know you're safe to open up and talk to me about anything. I'm not going to judge you. Not going to look at you funny. I accept you for who you are. Now, that does not mean that we're not going to be working to make improvements, right? If you want to be a part of my life, oh, we gonna grow and evolve together. But right now, in this moment, I accept you as who you are. So you can open up and talk to me about any fucking thing. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to look at you funny. Establish that. That is so fucking important. So important, dude. If you don't, well, not much of a foundation there. Not much. All right, well, time to shift gears. Let's see what's going on. Oh, yeah. Let's see what else we can tell you about the person you dealt with in the past. Anything else we can tell Virgo about the person from the past? Any details I left out? Tower. Death reversed. Oh, okay, this is weird. This almost looks like a really brief reconnection that does not last very long. It almost looks like a very, very brief reconciliation attempt. Made by whom, I don't know, but a reconciliation attempt. And then, boom, a repeat cycle. We come back on, and everything seems like it's going good for a couple of days, maybe if you're lucky, a couple of weeks. And then before you know it, you pick up right where you left off. Right where you left off. I've been there. Honestly, you know what? This may sound kind of fucked up, but I think that everybody should experience that at least once or twice. Probably twice. Twice would be probably, that would probably be best. If everybody at least experiences twice what it's like to bring somebody from the past back into your life. Right? And very fucking rarely does anything ever change. I've heard stories. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I've heard stories. I've heard some really amazing stories, some very heartwarming stories. But as far as what I've witnessed, just in regular everyday life, I've never seen it. And in my own personal life, oh, abso-fucking-lutely not. Bring somebody from the past back into your life, what happens? You spend all that time away from them, painting this picture in your mind of what it would be like if the two of you got back together, and then they come back. And you learn real quick, it's nothing like what you thought it would be. Because what your mind did was your mind buried all of the negative shit. It took all those negative memories and all that bad shit from the past and stuffed it under the rug. And now you're just painting this picture in your mind based on all the positive stuff, right? And then you bring them back, and it don't take long before it's like, oh yeah, Of course. Oh, yeah. Okay. Never mind. I remember now. I remember now. I remember. And then it doesn't take long at all before you're right back where you were the last time you all spoke. It's the same exact thing. You know? I think it's a healthy thing to experience. I think so. I think so. Now, we don't want to cross the line because we all know that there are some people who get stuck in this mindset of thinking that if you keep showing me who you are time and time and time and time and time and time and time again, maybe this time will be the lucky time that you finally change. Let me tell you something. The more times you let somebody do something, the greater the chances are that they're going to do it again, because you keep showing them they can get away with it. Why do you think they lock murderers up for life? Why do you think they do that? Because they know that the chances are astronomically fucking high that they're going to do it again. Astronomically high. Right? When somebody shows you who the fuck they are, rarely do things change. They do sometimes. Sometimes. I'm not saying they never do. But overwhelmingly more often than not, when a person shows you who they are, what they're capable of, and what they're going to do, that's who the fuck they are, and that's what they're going to do. And if you let them get away with it, especially, like if you throw the murderer in jail just for a little bit, 5, 6 months, a year, and then let them back out, and they know that, oh wow, that's it? Oh shit, that ain't no big deal. They're going to do it again. If there's no real serious consequences for their actions, they're going to do it again. Right? Let's see this person's feelings, energies, and intentions. The card of a repeat cycle is the overall energy here. This person is very guarded. Very guarded. Oh, okay. So this is a good old classic case of playing hard to get. So like giving you the silent treatment and hoping that it digs under your skin, trying to push you away, hoping that it digs under your skin, trying to basically manipulate the energetic upper hand into their hands, you know? So they're hanging back, waiting for you to come chasing after them. They're making it look like they want to walk away, hoping that that scares the shit out of you so that you come chasing after them. Basically, you know? They got feelings for you. They absolutely do. This person's just, their energetic priorities and their emotional intelligence is just seriously lacking, like big time. Big time. So, yeah. Oh, man, that gives me a fucking migraine just looking at that. You know what I'm saying, right? I really don't feel like digging that up and explaining it any deeper. You get the point? Dude, that's literally giving me a headache. Ugh. Okay. Yeah. So when somebody's stuck in that mentality like that, that's a never-ending, unfillable void. Because let's say you do come chasing after them. Then what? They're not even thinking past that. They're not even thinking beyond that, you know? So, let's just grab some advice. Let's go straight to the advice on this shit, man. You ain't got to be a rocket scientist. You ain't even got to be a goddamn skateboard scientist to figure out the outcome of this shit. You definitely don't need a fucking tarot card. So let's just get the advice. Boom, 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 boom. I tell you what. I tell you what. I think I'm gonna, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So I'm not gonna tell you do or don't talk to this person. Let's make a plan to talk to this person a little bit later on down the line. But if I was you, my number one priority would be making sure that the next time you talk to this person, you have grown and evolved so hardcore that they don't even know how to carry on a conversation with you. How about that? How about that? If you don't really feel like you've grown and evolved very much, don't talk to them. Don't talk to them. Don't talk to this person until you are confident that you have completely changed the lens through which you view the world. So the best way to kind of analogously explain this, and this isn't the best analogy. Well, I don't know. Okay, how about this? You remember how you saw the world when you were 15 years old? And you compare that to how you saw the world when you were 25 years old, right? You know how the stark contrast between your outlook on the world at age 15 versus your outlook when you're 25, and then your outlook when you're 35. You know how it's so different. Similarly, when you do enough healing, enough growth, and enough evolution, your perception changes. Almost comparable to the change between when you're 10 years old, 15 years old, and 25 years old. You know? Now, obviously, the reason why you view the world so much differently between 15 and 25 is because of neurological development, obviously. And some experiences in there and learning lessons and whatnot. But, I mean, when you grow, heal, and evolve, you are writing new connections in the neural circuitry of your own brain. You really are. So you could throw that in there, but your whole outlook will change. You don't see things the same. You don't feel the same about things. You don't see yourself the same. You don't view the world. You don't view relationships. You don't view anything the same. You are a different person from the inside out. I'm not just saying they don't recognize you based on appearance. Okay, that's not the end all be all. They don't recognize your energy. Okay? Energetically, you've grown and evolved. And then talk to them. How about that? Is slim. But you never know. Cross that bridge when you get to it, okay? All right, I feel like those were the messages that my Virgo family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, the information for personal readings is all down here in the description, all right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity.